everybody. 1980 Fall Classic Baseball. This is game 82 of the season. It's California at Oakland. And we are in the bottom of the third inning. The score is 1-0 Oakland. And both pitchers are pitching pretty well. It's Frank Tanana going for the California Angels against Matt Keogh for the Oakland Athletics. We're playing Fall Classic Baseball. Let's do it. It's going to be Ricky Henderson leading off. So we're throwing the 2D6. We're reading the green first. That's a 12, and a 12 is going to be ball 4. And Ricky's going to get, there's a couple of plus signs there, so he's going to get a couple of chances to steal. And the catcher is Donahue. And Donahue, in terms of arm strength, as long as he's not an S, he's an average, so there's no modifier. And Ricky's going to go, and we're going to look at the D20. It's a 7. He is safe because he's 16 or less. So he steals second base, throws not in time, throwing the tag are late. So Henderson walks, steals second. Now we get the other plus, and we're going for third. There he goes, and the throw down, a 2. This could be an error on the catcher, and Ricky could score. Donahue's error rating is a 1, so if we roll a 1, it's an error, and he scores. We do not, so he holds at third base. It's blocked by Lansford at third, and Ricky has stolen his, and I'll tell you right now, look at the box score. He's stolen 2 bases, his 54th and his 55th of the season, so he's right on target to steal 100 bases. He stole 100 bases exactly. All right, so here's Dwayne Murphy with a runner on third, and that's going to bring the California Angels infield in. Here's a pitch from Frank Tanana to Dwayne Murphy, the left-hander. That's going to be a 46. That's going to be a ballpark, so we're going to check the ballpark card. And this is going to be a drive to center field, and that's going to drop in front of Rick Miller, and that's going to score Henderson. And Murphy's going to try for 2. Here's a throw to second. We've got to check Rick Miller's arm rating. He is a 3, so it's 1, 2, 3. He is out at second. He is safe at second base with a double. RBI double. And the Athletics are up 2-0. So there you go. You had the ballpark card play a role. And very quick and easy. Armas, Tony Armas. Oh, jeez. Don't worry about that. All right, that's going to be a 26, and against a lefty, that's line base hit. And will that score Murphy? F and A will score, and he is an F. So he scores. It's an RBI single for Armas, and the Athletics lead at 3-0. All right, we got a pretty good game going here. We are in the top of the 6th inning. It's 3-2 Athletics, and it's Matt Keogh on the mound for the Athletics. It's going to be Jason Thompson coming up to bat, followed by Joe Rudy and Bobby Grich. So this California team of 1980 had somewhat of an all-star lineup, if you will. So it's Jason Thompson against Matt Keogh. Matt Keogh has been really a masterful this season with a 2.40 ERA and an 11-4 record in 148 innings pitched. And here's the pitch from Matt. That's a 12, and that's going to be ball 4. So Jason Thompson walks, and the tying run is on at first base, Joe Rudy. Here's a pitch to Rudy, and it's a 35. A 35 is a blank. We're going to go to Keogh, and that's an out, kind of an out. That's going to be a line out to the third baseman. No chance for a double play on that. Now it's Bobby Grich. He bats from the right side. Grich today is 0 for 2. And here's a pitch from Keogh. Keogh looks over at Thompson. Thompson doesn't have much of a lead. He's not a threat to steal at all. And here's a pitch. And that's a 23. A 23 is strike 3. And gets Grich to chase. That's 2 outs. 3-2 Athletics in the top of the 6th inning. Game 1 of a 3-game set. This is actually game 1 of a doubleheader today. And I think it's a 3 or a 4 game set. I got to look. Freddie Patek bats from the right side with 2 outs. Run around first. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 13. A 13 is an out. What kind of an out? It's a 4. It's a bouncer. The second, Cox picks it up, throws over, and just gets the speedy Freddie Patek. 5'1" or 4 or something like that. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Athletics leading at 3. All right, we're in the top of the 8th inning. Matt Keogh still on the mound for the Athletics. Matt Keogh can go 36 batters faced. He's only faced about 29, I believe. Yep, he's faced 29, so he has a ways to go. He can probably complete this game if he can prevent the Angels from reaching base. All right, it's going to be Rod Carew leading it off. And it's going to be a 12, and a 12 is a 1-2-11 single, and otherwise it's a base on balls. It's a 13, so it's going to be a walk to Carew. And that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. It's going to be Don Baylor. Now, Don Baylor could tie this game up with one swing of the bat. He's got good power. His stats are right under here. Now, he only, actually, this was a really low production season for Baylor. I see he played in 90 games. He was injured, had 340 at bats. He stole only 6 bases, so he must have had an injury-prone year. He hit only 5 home runs, so it doesn't have a lot of power. So anyway, all right, so we don't have much to fear. We were using actual lineups, by the way. So here's a pitch from Keogh. We're on first. Nobody out. 64. 64 is a blank, and a 64 will be an out. A 17 is a drive in the gap, and Henderson on his horse and drags it down. So Baylor drove it in the gap, and Henderson was able to get a good read right off the bat and followed the ball right into his glove. So here's Jason Thompson. Now, Jason Thompson hit 17 home runs in 300 at bats. So if he had 600 at bats, he would hit 34 home runs. So he's got some power on his card. And Carew's still at first, and Keogh throws over, keeping them close. A calling card throw to first, just to let him know I'm checking in with you. Carew doesn't steal bases like he once did. In 1980, Carew had 23 stolen bases. Was caught, out of 38 attempts. So he was caught, 15 times. All right, so let's roll for Jason Thompson. He's a left-handed hitter. Pitch from Keogh, and that's going to be a 62. That's beneficial to Keogh, and that just misses being a strikeout. It's a ground ball to second base. Let's see what the second baseman can do with this. That's Cox, and Cox is a weak arm at second base. So let's see. 14 is going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be a fielder's choice. So it's going to be Cox to Piccolo, and that's all they'll get. 4-6. 2 outs now in the top of the 8th inning. We're trying to get Keogh to go a complete game. Let's see if it can happen. Here's Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy hit 16 home runs and close to 400 at bats. I guess he was injured as well. He only played 100 games. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be a 15. That's strike 3. Keogh strikes out Rudy, and that ends the inning. We'll be back. All right, we're in the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be Keogh versus the bottom of the order, starting off with Bobby Grich. The Athletics lead it 5-2. It's going to be Grich, Patek, and the catcher Donahue. We may see a pinch hitter. We probably will see a pinch hitter. So let's start this off. Let's see if we can get Keogh through to complete the game. Keogh's faced 33 batters. He can face 36, and of course, as long as he doesn't give up a base runner, he's good and he can stay in. All right, so let's start it off. Here's the pitch to Bobby Grich from Matt Keogh, which is going to be a 23, and that's a strikeout. So Grich chases a Keogh curveball in the dirt, flails at it, and heads back to the bench. Makes out number 1. Here's Freddie Patek. Patek today is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Here's the pitch from Keogh with a 55, and that's ripped. Ooh, down the line, and that's going to be trouble. Henderson misplays it off the carom and chases after, picks it up. Patek is into third base. Here's a throw, and he is safe. So it's a one-out triple for Freddie Patek. We got a pinch hitter coming in for the catcher Donahue. And let's see who we can bring in here. First of all, let me just quickly make sure I have a catcher available. Because I know Downing was injured, and let's make sure we have you got all the players, but I just got to make sure one of these players is a catcher. Okay, so we got Harris. Okay, Whitmer, but Whitmer is not available there. Okay, Glyburn is the catcher, so there's a catcher. So we're going to bring in Thon to pinch hit. Oh, he's a righty. We have Harlow, a lefty. Let's bring in Harlow. All right, so we're going to bring in Harlow. There he is, Larry Harlow, to pinch hit for Donahue. That's from the left side. Runner on third. It's 5-2. So the Athletics have a little bit of a cushion. So let's roll it. We're reading the green, and then the yellow or the gold. Here's a pitch to Harlow. The infield is halfway. They're willing to concede the run for the out, and that's going to be a 31. And that's not going to be an out. That's going to be a little bouncing ball that goes into center field for a single. So Harlow bounces one up the middle, and nobody gets to it. So now the tying run is at the plate, and Rick Miller. It's 5-3. Let's check out where Keogh stands. Keogh stands at 36. So let's see. He needs to get an out here, Rick Miller, so he can complete the game. And that is going to be an out for sure. Ooh, it's a double play on a grounder, but it's not. It's lifted in the air to right. Armas over, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So the Halos are down to their last out here in the top of the 9th inning. They're trailing 5-3. Keogh's looking for that complete game, that elusive complete game. Although he has plenty of complete games, it's just sometimes these things elude us late in the game by one batter faced. If Lansford walks or singles here, then I'll have to pull Keogh, because then he becomes a shelled pitcher or a deep pitcher, which is not pretty. All right, and we can easily lose the game if we leave him in. All right, so here's Carney Lansford, and Carney Lansford has a 261 average and played the whole season, 150 games. So here it is, Matt Keogh looking for his complete game victory. And he looks like he will get it. That's going to be bounced to the third baseman, McKay. Throw to first, in time, ball game over. Matt Keogh picks up the victory, and he improves his record to 12-4. And his ERA, let's see where that stands. Let's quickly look at the box score and go over that together. I'm showing you a little bit of the box score, and you can see that the Angels had 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Athletics had 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. And 3 hits for Murphy raised his average to 278. He's a 279 hitter over the season. Heath is a 243 hitter, I believe, and he raised his average 2 points to 245. He went 2 for 4. Let's scroll down and look at how the pitchers did. Keogh, as you can see, went the complete game, improved his one-loss record to 12-4, and his ERA is held pretty steady at 2.42, and he walked 4, struck out 5. Frank Tanana, a losing record, 3-9, and he's at a 5 ERA, but that's not using the Fall Classic. The Fall Classic engine, it's using the replay engine. And that's about it. Ricky Henderson stole a couple, you can see that. 55 stolen bases in our, this is game 82, I believe. We are 44-34, 6 games above 500. And that's about it. A couple of California Angels, Rick Miller and Freddie Patek, each had 2 hits apiece. And that's about it. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I hope you enjoyed our presentation of Fall Classic Baseball. Take care.